Oh, what a good morning. Oh, wait, what's that?
Hello, I am Poogie and I love you.
Oh, it's a monster! I must kill it. Okay, look, I'm so sorry. I love Poogie so much. I feel terrible. Hello, my fellow hunters. This is a bit of a weird one, and I don't even know really where to begin. Look, I am a Brachydios. Okay, no, there has been an interesting change to an old Monster Hunter game. What do I mean? Well, on the Capcom official website, you can obviously find a little nice list of every Monster Hunter game they've ever made. Well, every game in general they've ever made, and on each one it says what platforms they were on and have been on and are on, and it's like, okay, cool, yeah, that makes sense. But then when you get down to Monster Hunter G, well, gee, that's strange. Now, I can assure you, this is not normal. This is, well, new. This is weird, and before we get too excited, it is more than likely not something that's actually happening. Monster Hunter G is not actually randomly getting a PC remaster port coming to Steam, and B, because of that, this is likely a mistake. But it's a weird mistake, isn't it? A random old Monster Hunter game getting Steam added? Getting updated at the bottom of the page too? Like, it's certainly got my curiosity. It's got a lot of people's curiosity too. But the thing is, it really doesn't make sense. It's not the game that you would choose to remaster if you could choose to remaster a game. Because Monster Hunter G is the second game of the first generation. Now, obviously, this is the first game that introduced G-Rank hunts, hence the name. This is where G-Rank came from. But there is Monster Hunter Portable, which came after it. And that's had an even more complete version of the first generation. Now, I can totally get behind a more modern incarnation of where it all began, but why not use the latest game in that first generation, Monster Hunter Portable, that has the most complete roster and features, that is the most refined while still being, you know, that vintage Monster Hunter. It's also one that makes sense for a Western audience because Monster Hunter Freedom is what we got, which is Monster Hunter Portable, and therefore we're familiar with it. But maybe that is a point for Monster Hunter G being the one, because it's not one that we've actually been able to play. Now, it did get released in 2009 on the Wii, so that's another weird reason if this is actually a thing. It's getting another go, but on Steam at some point from, I guess, 2022. That also sounds strange, doesn't it? Now, a lot of you will have probably watched the Monster Hunter 1 Pro and Noob series recently, and if you've not, why have you not watched it? I went through so much pain for you all! And in that is my point. The first generation Monster Hunter is beautiful, but it is clunky, and it can be frustrating at times. Very frustrating. And while I think it would be very amusing to see a horde of new hunters try out how it all started, I don't necessarily think it would be a, let's say, smash hit. It would be quirky, it would be curious, it would be amusing, but I don't see it becoming, you know, someone's mainstay over basically every other generation's game that's still very playable to this day. But then again, maybe the novelty would be the point. Look, it's hard to say anything too definitive here, because really all that's happened is randomly a Steam symbol has popped up on the Monster Hunter G page, which, if taken literally, is a preemptive announcement, but not announcement that Monster Hunter G is coming to Steam. The reality is, it is likely, as I said, a mistake, just a random error that has made this happen. Maybe an update somewhere else has triggered this to pop up here. Things are weird, and weird things happen. It is a strange choice of a game. It is a strange choice of timing. It just feels off and kind of wrong, and like, well, again, it's a mistake, but I have had so many people over the last 24 hours been like, hey, have you seen this? What do you think of it? Is this happening? Oh my god, talk about it. You must be excited. And don't get me wrong, on a personal level, I mean, this would be pretty awesome. I would definitely play it. I would have a lot of painful fun once again, and of course, couldn't get involved this time, and I do have a hankering to go to Minegard as the online hub, as it's a very, very cool place in Monster Hunter. So again, that could be a reason. Anyway, I have little more to add to this other than the basic facts of what we know. Steam has randomly popped up on the Monster Hunter G page. This can range from a complete and weird random mistake and is not worth reading into, which I believe is the case, or, whoops, we accidentally revealed Monster Hunter G remake, remaster, re-release coming to Steam some point in the future, which seems very unlikely, but I guess the whole spectrum is there, and I would like to get your thoughts on it too, as so many of you have asked for mine, and well, thus you have been given them. So, yeah, how many of you would be all over a journey through the first generation, warts and all, if it was actually available like this? How many of you would power through that beautiful vintage mess of despair and gorgeousness that is Monster Hunter 1G Portable, and so on and so forth? I would be very, very interested in finding out, but at the very least then, this is a thing that has happened, so there you go. Like if you enjoyed this, subscribe for more. I will see you all very, very soon. And until we meet again, please consider supporting the future of the channel on PlayStation down below. So in editing, I realized I just said PlayStation there, and I honestly have no idea that happened. Normally I'd just like retake it, but I really think it's hilarious, so I'm gonna leave it in. Patreon down below. Thank you. Goodbye.
Josh, Cotton, and Hollow with the videos, dropping the humor like a hammer on your tippy toes, bringing entertainment on a daily arrangement to take our insanity and turn it into entertainment. Yes, I said entertainment twice, to reiterate that it is nice to look into your faces on a mostly daily basis when you let us in your homes to make the whole world a stage. Goodbye.